Hey everybody, Mustang Mad Matt here. I've got a couple requests for doing a review on my Rustler. Good parts, bad parts, what parts I got and all that. Just a couple requests, so I decided to do that today. I got nothing big going on. So first is the RPM front bumper I got on there. That's a big thing that most people put on. I know when I didn't have this is the original skid plate. I have it up here. I'll tell you why later on. The reason I got this is because the front skid plate doesn't even cover the A-arms or the tires. It's just for looks, basically. The RPM one covers the tires, as you can see. My hand isn't even touching, so it's flexible. It doesn't break that easily. I've only ever broken one. So yeah, the next is the front torsion bar, right here, from here to here. It's this white thing. It strengthens the front end a lot because it ties into where the A-arms go. VXLs come with it, XL5s don't. If you just leave the XL5 as it is, or if you go with the VXL, I recommend this strongly, because before I had this, I broke front A-arms quite a bit. I haven't broke one since, which is about 3 months. The next is I got the RPM A-arms. They're a lot more flexible. Like the original ones, they're not flexible at all. They will break really easily because they're so solid. I've never broke these yet, and I've had them for 3 months at least. They've got scuffs, but in the end they're pretty good. So yeah, RPM, if you break them, unless you want to go aluminum, they're pretty good to go for A-arms. They're not overly expensive, but they're not cheap either. But for their money, as far as I can say, they're worth it. Next, I got big bore shocks. I've got the package for 70 bucks. It's got the rear and the front. With the original plastic shocks, they got the little discs you can put in. One's got 1 hole, then there's one with 2 holes, and one with 3 holes that you can put in. I had the one with 1 hole in it, and I hit a big jump, and it completely split the plastic in the inside right here where it holds the oil. And then I got the big bores, and I leave them at 2. I run 30 weight in the front because, you know, there's no weight, it needs to be loose. And I run 45 in the back, and it's pretty loose, but I'm not doing any jumps, so I'm not worried about it. I got these aluminum camber links. The original ones would just like bend, and then it would break your A-arms and stuff. I've had these. I've got back here, I broke the A-arm on the rear, and I had the aluminum in the plastic shock tower, and it broke the shock tower. It broke the A-arm, but everything else was solid and safe, which means, you know, those camber links are good. I got them in all 4 places. I don't have this aluminum steering or steering rods, whatever you want to call them. I can't remember the name right now. These ones are working fine, the titanium or whatever they are. I haven't bent any. Inside of there, you can see the blue shininess. That's an aluminum bell crank. I broke 2 bell cranks before I got the aluminum. From, you know, your wheel hits something and it stops instantly, or turns the wheel and it breaks that bell crank. So aluminum is one thing I got. They got bearings. They're way smoother. They're way better. So bell cranks, I think, is a must. Aluminum shock towers is one of the most vital parts of my car, because I jump all the time. I hit things. I'm always breaking something. So these aluminum shock towers, they were originally 60 bucks. I found them for 25 on sale, and it comes with the front and the back. So that's what I got. They're from Dynamite. I can't remember the part number right now. I actually have a second set here because somebody took them and I didn't know it was my grandma. So I ordered a second set. These are them right here. Dynamite aluminum hop-ups. There's the number. Front and rear, it says tower combo for Slash, but it works with the Bandit, the Slash, the Stampede, and I believe one other car, the Rustler and something else, I can't remember. But $49.99, and I got them for 25 bucks. both sets. So yeah, I haven't replaced these at all because they haven't broke the shock tower mount. It hasn't broke, I'm not worried about it. The reason I have the original skid plate here, I took a notch out of it, was because my batteries get so hot they crack the plastic. So what I did is I cut a notch out, took the grill out of my body, and it lets air in. And then when the body is sitting on, it leaves a little gap so that air can get through, but rocks and stuff doesn't go through and hit anything. So that's the reason I did that. That, and if this bends to the point so far, it'll stop it. The RPM bumper. Next, the chassis is all stock. The upper plate, I want to get an aluminum. Oh, forgot about one thing. I got the aluminum caster blocks and steering blocks, or whatever they're called. I think they're called steering blocks. Caster blocks and steering blocks. I hit something like the pins. You got a pin that connects the caster block to the steering block, and the pin was bent. Well, one day I tried to take it apart, it didn't work. And then the next day I hit a wall with my tire. That was when I had the original skid plate on. Wait, no, I had the RPM bumper, but the tire just clipped it, and it broke. It split the caster in half. And the steering block was broke too, so I got the aluminum. I've had zero problems with them so far. So, yeah. That was the first aluminum parts I got. The next thing I've heard of people breaking the bulkhead, which is this thing that my finger's on. Basically holds the whole front end together. I've wanted an aluminum one, but I've never broke a plastic one. And the reason I want aluminum is because I want some weight in the front, and that way I could get aluminum A-arms if I absolutely wanted to, but I think I'm going to stick with RPM. They're cheaper and they don't break or anything. The servo's still the same. This is a Dynamite 51 MAH nickel metal hydrate 7-cell hump. I redid the plastic because it was cracked from getting so hot. If anybody has any tips to keep your batteries cool, I'd like to know, because I just keep wrecking the plastic. Let me find my original Traxxas battery here. Right here, I redid the plastic and it's already split right there. Already split. That kind of ticked me off because it got so hot. Oh well, I gotta replace this battery anyway. It doesn't really hold a charge, and the truck goes really slow with it. I still got everything original in here, but I have the VXL with the fan. With the VXL, it's got customizable settings, sport, race, and training. Training is 50-50, race takes rid of reverse, and sport has 100% brakes, reverse, and forward or acceleration, whatever they call it. It has an automatic stop for lithium polymer batteries. It has a setting for lithium polymer and nickel metal hydrate, and it'll turn itself off if it gets too hot. I have the fan, but I think I might be wrecking it running it with the water because it makes weird noises when it's running, but it still runs fine. It just sounds like it's really dry in the inside. I might have to dismantle it. There's the big bore shocks in the back. Big bore shocks are aluminum. They got those little stoppers or whatever, that blue thing. With sprint cars, I'm not sure who's familiar with them, but they're dirt track cars, and they got the little rubber bands that you have on the shocks. It tells you how much it leans, how much the shock went down. And that's what I do with these. I try and get it so that the rubber's in kind of center, but different weather, the shock oil acts different, and kind of got annoying, so I don't really worry about that anymore. A tip is, if you're going to run in snow or water, tighten this every time I check it, just to make sure. I lost my battery plate that goes from A to B there, so I'm using a bobby pin. It works, nothing slides. Getting into the back, I got the RPM rear arms, the bearing carriers, and I got the stock axle because I haven't broke. I got right there, get a light here, that's the price that comes out of the transmission, the yoke or whatever it's called. It's hardened steel, 20 bucks for 2. And what happened was the first day I had my the third day I had my VXL, I gunned it, and this plastic part, right there on the hardened steel one, it split right there from the torque. Because I had the slipper tightened and I was on pavement, it just split. So I got the hardened steel ones. The VXL motor, of course, I'm actually running. I redid the grease because it was like water when I pulled the tape off the bottom. If you guys have ever popped your transmission off, there's like tape or plastic or whatever. And the grease basically came out like water, which isn't good. So I put this wheel bearing and chassis lubricant from MotoMaster. It's this green stuff. I've used it in truck bearings, like the bearings that go on the front rotors and stuff. And they use it, you know, I've seen it being used in sprint cars and stuff like that, race cars. So it made a really high-pitched whine, like really bad. But once the grease started breaking down and being used, that turned to really soft and normal, maybe a little bit lighter than normal whine. So that's pretty good. I got the Integy wheelie bar here. The wheels aren't on because they fell off and I lost them. I'm just using it as a motor guard at this point, just to protect the motor. So that's pretty much it for that. I don't think I missed anything. The rear shock tower aluminum is probably one of the most to get. If you're going to get aluminum, get the rear because it supports all the weight. So yeah, for tires I got the Dirt Hogs in there, the Talons. I got the stock Alias, and I got the Low C or Proline hammers. Oh yeah, Proline hammers. I'm getting rims tomorrow for them. Sweet. I'm running deep snow. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope the guys that requested it liked the video. Hope it was helpful. So yeah. Still more to come. I'm going to be doing that info thing that I was going to do on the sites to tell everybody what's new, show everybody, blah blah blah. I'm going to be doing that next week, hopefully, is when I'll start. I already got some things that I can put up on there. So yeah, trying to think if there's anything else. None that I can think of. You can tell my tacks are wore out. I'm going to take the pliers and try and bend them. Not too good. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the snow bash yesterday. There should be more this week because I don't have school till January 4th. Remember, we're trying to get 100 subscribers by January 1st because, you know, there's only like 7 days left. And I don't think we're going to make 155, so 100's plenty fine. I got 63 or 64 right now, I can't remember. But I hope that guys helped you out. So yeah, I'm going to get the Integy transmission case so that I can get heat sinks for this, because basically this plastic part that's, get into the light, this plastic part that's here, it's like that. Instead it cuts it all out and then you can put a heat sink on the entire motor. So I'm going to do that, hopefully next year, get that. And I've seen people make their truck completely aluminum. I don't see the point in that, but anyway, I hope you guys found this video useful. More videos to come up. Subscribe, rate, comment. Peace out. Let the good times roll. See ya.